Picture this. Democrats are scrambling to make blue MAGA hats while CNN admits they've lied about Trump for years. Liberal media hosts are confessing that Republicans were right about everything from the border to Biden's brain to weaponized justice system. Even dating apps are reporting that saying "I'm MAGA" has become the hottest pickup line in America, with women choosing traditional values over corporate feminism. Wall Street's Kevin O'Leary says that MAGA men have money, and that's what people want. The intellectual bankruptcy of the left is so complete that they're literally copying our movement because they have nothing else to sell. The vindication is absolute, so keep on watching. And here's the hard truth. Every 6 years, your dollar loses half its buying power. This means $100,000 savings today could feel like $50,000 by 2031. You see it everywhere. Gas, groceries, bills, prices up, dollar down. But there's a simple way to protect your savings with something real, something proven. Gold, an asset that holds value over time. That's why I trust Noble Gold Investments. They make it simple to protect your savings with physical gold or silver. No high-pressure sales, no call centers in India, just honest guidance, one-on-one support, transparent pricing. Head to nextnewsgold.com today or call the number on the screen, 877-646-5347. And when you talk to Colin, tell him Gary said hello, would you? All right, now, just like gold maintains its value when everything else crumbles, the MAGA movement's principles have proven rock solid while the left's house of cards collapses. What we're witnessing isn't just political realignment, it's complete ideological surrender by the Democrat establishment. Jesse Waters dropped the bombshell on Fox that has Washington reeling. Democrats are asking themselves, could blue MAGA revitalize the party? They're not just borrowing our ideas, they're literally making blue hats saying, "Make California great again." This is not satire, folks. This is desperation from a party that spent 4 years lying about border security, inflation, and Biden's cognitive decline. Watch.
Democrats are going full MAGA, blue MAGA. No, seriously, Democrats are asking themselves, quote, could blue MAGA revitalize the party? We hear they're making blue hats that say "Make California great again" and swapping out the Village People for Stevie Wonder. I guess if you just can't beat them, you join them. Democrats are admitting Trump was right about everything.
Nobody comes out looking better than Donald Trump and the MAGA right. Because the things that they were saying, the things that they were accusing the left of, the things that they were accusing legacy media of, whether it's true or not, they look right. They look like they were on point.
Democrats have never admitted we were right about anything, and now they're admitting we were right about everything. I don't even know how to take that. It's never happened before. They're all saying, you got us, we lied.
Democrats just spent 4 years arguing that the border was fine, inflation was not a problem, and Joe Biden was up to the job. And I think that 4 years of that message was really harmful. I think there are a lot of reasons why.
Wait a second here, Mr. Tapper. You just said Democrats are the ones that were arguing? You were on CNN presenting those as facts, okay? Unbelievable how he's deflecting and trying to push it off to the Democrats when it was him on CNN. Unreal.
There are crises in confidence in the news media, in Democratic Party, in institutions. And I think all of it needs to be hashed out, acknowledged, and discussed.
Yeah, discussed. Disgusted is probably a better word. But there it is, Democrats admitting we were right about everything. Not some things. Everything. The border, the economy, Biden's brain, the media lies, total vindication. But it gets better. Jake Tapper, who spent years calling Trump's prosecutions justice, now admits it was problematic when prosecutors ran for office promising to target Trump specifically. Now he's calling out Letitia James and Alvin Bragg for campaigning on prosecuting one man before even identifying a crime. Watch.
This isn't fun anymore. What's the point of having two parties if one side just keeps saying the other side's right? Did Democrats just surrender? Tapper's even saying we were right about lawfare.
I think it is problematic when people run for prosecutor and promise to go after a specific politician. And both Letitia James, the Attorney General of New York, and Alvin Bragg, the District Attorney of New York, both of them did that. And that, to me, is problematic because you're not saying that this is the offense and we need to bring justice to this perpetrator.
Oh my, this guy makes me so sick. This guy makes me, I don't even know how he can look himself in the mirror at night with the crimes he committed, the lies he spewed. I mean, how can he even go in front of a camera and talk like this? Oh my Lord.
You're saying I'm going to go after him. And I think that there was a degree to which that was tolerated by the media writ large.
I'm glad he's saying it, but why didn't he say it on his show? The guy was on the air for what, 2 hours a day? CNN called it the trial of the century. Now Tapper's saying, yeah, it was all cooked up by Tish and Fat Alvin. It's not like this was even covered up. There was tape of Tish and Bragg saying it. Even Morning Joe's admitting Republicans were right about everything. But they're taking credit for it.
If you were a conservative at Harvard Law School, anytime you opened your mouth, you better have thought through it about 20 different times, because you were going to get crushed. Whereas, and here's the important point, now we talk about why the left may be adrift and at loss. The other side of that is the intellectual laziness that occurs every time you open your mouth and they all agree with you. Yeah. And you're part of groupthink. So you never have to defend your ideas. So when you go out and run a campaign and you think everybody's going to agree with you, it's just the opposite.
Oh my goodness. You see, look at my face. I'm watching the clip. I'm going, are you serious? Fat Alvin and Tish cooked it all up. Just like we said. They knew this all along, but stayed silent when it mattered. Now admitting off air while CNN called it the trial of the century. The intellectual collapse goes deeper. Morning Joe's panel revealed why liberals can't defend their positions. They lived in echo chambers for so long, they never had to. At Harvard Law, if you're a conservative, you better think 20 times before speaking because you'll get crushed. But liberals, they speak into a choir of agreement, never challenged, never forced to defend their ideas, and when they finally face real opposition, they crumble. Even the dating scene reflects this seismic shift. Kevin O'Leary reports that "Hi, I'm MAGA" has become the hottest pickup line in deep blue cities. Apps like Date Right Stuff and groups like Make America Hot Again are exploding in places like New York because women are embracing traditional values, looking for men who can provide safety and stability. The girl boss feminism pushed by the left, dead, buried, and gone. Watch.
Hi, I'm MAGA. And you'd actually be interested. It's the new pickup line. Young conservatives are quickly finding out that they are popular after all, even in deep blue cities like New York. There are apps like Date Right Stuff and groups like Make America Hot Again that are taking on these big blue cities. And 20 and 30-somethings who are right-wingers are finding out they no longer have to be silent about their political beliefs. Some young people actually think that values like patriotism are attractive. Women are willing to be what's called a trad wife over a girl boss, or both, and they're looking for a man who can offer them safety.
It's a brave new world. Don't you think, Kevin?
I love this stuff.
Brave new world.
This is just fantastic.
Hi, I'm MAGA.
It's the values from the 50s. They came back. Everything old is new again. Think about that.
Is it but in this day and age, is that for the man to say or for the woman to say?
Hi, I'm
now
MAGA.
you're getting into gender? Oh, you're getting in trouble right now.
Well, I think both. Some liberal women think it's fascinating if they go for a MAGA man. They just want to have the experience.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Also, MAGA man sounds good, right? It's all about la
masculinity.
mode. Whoa, 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 whoa. I just think this is great. This is what we should spend the whole hour talking
And a
about.
lot of men are saying we want to pay for dates.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
They're sick of being emasculated.
Yeah. And MAGA men have money, don't they? MAGA men have money.
Isn't
That's a good
that
slogan.
the oldest profession you're talking about?
Quiet on the set.
Stopped for a while.
Thank you, Laura.
MAGA men have money, and that's what people want. The values of the 50s are back because they work. Everything old is new again when the new stuff fails spectacularly. The policy vindication extends to Trump's economic agenda. Senator Tim Sheehy expanded on how the one big beautiful bill will make tax cuts permanent, secure the border, and rebuild our military, exactly what Trump campaigned on. Without this bill, working families face the largest tax increase in history. A family making $50,000 would see their taxes jump by $2,500. Watch.
I think we'll get it done. It's going to be a wrestling match, but, Speaker Johnson got it through by Memorial Day. Everyone said that wasn't going to happen. They got it done. We're going to do the same over here at the Senate. And I think it's important to remember what this bill is and what it is not. This is not an omnibus spending bill. This is not authorizing multiple years of government spending. What this is doing is a targeted bill to focus on making the tax cuts permanent from 2017 to stabilize our tax code and give predictability to businesses and individuals. And it's providing unprecedented funding for border security and rebuilding our military, which are two critical areas. Not only the president campaign on, but the American people have been very clear they want to see those areas addressed, in addition to infrastructure investment like FAA upgrades to ATC, which are sorely needed.
Okay. So this isn't omnibus spending spree. It's targeted relief for Americans, working Americans, while securing our nation. It's the opposite of Biden's approach. CNN's own analysts now admit they can't get clean economic data because partnership has infected polling in an unprecedented manner. Translation? People's politics determine whether they'll admit the economy's good or bad. Democrats refuse to acknowledge Trump's successes even when their own wallets are benefited. Watch.
The poll also asks which party best reflects their view on a range of issues. And when it comes to crime, the economy, immigration, Republicans still hold an advantage, although actually those numbers are starting to slip. How did you think about this poll as you were looking through?
I couldn't help but be reminded about a big problem in my part of the world, the econ part of the world. We can't get a clean read on how consumers feel about the economy because the data has been infected by partisanship, really in an unprecedented manner. So,
meaning your partisanship reflects whether or not you think the economy is good or not?
Do people think the economy is not doing well, or do they just not like who's in the White House? This is a huge problem right now, and it's making it impossible to get that clarity that economists like to see about how consumers are doing. Do they intend to spend? Makes it impossible to forecast.
They can't even trust their own data anymore because Trump derangement syndrome broke their ability to process reality. Scott Jennings delivered the knockout punch on CNN, asking why anyone should trust Democrats on economics when they lie about obvious issues. If you can't tell the truth about 95% issues, why believe you on anything? Watch.
Well, I just disagree with David. I think working class Americans see Donald Trump as fighting for them, and they see the Democratic Party elites as being out of touch with them, not just on the economy, but on a range of issues. I think these things are more interconnected than you want to believe. And, if you can't trust what a Democrat says about, something that seems like an 80-20 or a 90-10 or a 95-5 issue, then why would I trust you when you're out here crapping on Donald Trump's economic agenda? And by the way, I don't believe that people are going away from the president on his economic policies. They do believe he's fighting for working class Americans. They do believe he is, the things he is doing are more for Main Street than Wall Street right now. And I do believe he has a longer leash than you're giving him right now to enact his agenda, which is still unfolding, of course, in the Congress right now.
Working class Americans see Trump fighting for them while Democrat elites remain hopelessly out of touch on everything. Senators McCormick and Marshall, they're already seeing results. Manufacturing jobs are exploding thanks to Trump's tariffs. The Trump tax cuts alone will drive significant growth by making research and development fully deductible. We're witnessing the birth of a new economy built on American strength, not globalist weakness. Watch.
The most important thing to recognize is by passing this legislation, we avoid the largest tax increase in history, which would be devastating to working families. A family that makes $50,000 would have a $2,000, $2,500 increase in their taxes. We got to do that. We got to have the funding to secure the border, which the House bill does, and defense. I think we can do more to reduce expenses. The Government Accountability Office says there's $500 billion of waste, fraud, and abuse. We need to make sure illegal immigrants aren't receiving Medicaid. We need to protect Medicaid for the vulnerable people for whom it's for.
The largest tax increase in history has been avoided. Working families are protected. The economy is roaring back. Here's more.
Already back home, I'm seeing manufacturing jobs grow and grow and grow that we can't keep up with the orders, and I think that's probably because of President Trump's tariffs. I think the deregulation will add a 0.5%, maybe a 1% growth. I think those are the first steps, but it's just this general attitude that we're the start of a new economy. I think that the American consumer still drives the economy in so many ways, and I think that this tax bill alone is going to drive up growth as well. By making those Trump tax cuts permanent, it's going to give us significant growth. I think about about R&D especially is going to allow this economy to grow if we're able to write all of that off each year.
Deregulation will add another full % of growth, and this is only the beginning of the American economic renaissance. The MAGA vindication is complete. Democrats have no ideas left except to copy ours. Their intellectual bankruptcy is so total that they're literally asking if becoming blue MAGA can save them. Well, the answer is no. You can't fake authenticity. You can't copy conviction. You can't manufacture a movement that comes from the heart of the American people. And we were right. They were wrong. And now everybody knows it. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. It's time for my final thought. Now, this is not just political victory. It's the complete vindication of everything we've been saying for years. When Democrats literally copy our movement and call it blue MAGA, you know that we've won the argument. When CNN admits the prosecutions were cooked up, when Morning Joe confesses their intellectual laziness, and when even dating apps prove conservative values are what people actually want, that's not just winning, that's cultural dominance. The establishment spent years calling us extremists and racists and threats to democracy. Now they're desperately trying to become us because they have nothing else to offer. So here's the brutal truth. You can't fake what we have. You can't manufacture authenticity of a movement built on defending working families, securing borders, and putting America first. So do you think Democrats adopting blue MAGA proves that they've completely given up on their own failed ideology? Drop your answer in the comments, and while you're fired up, check out our merch shop, link below, and wear your principles with pride.